It is Thursday, April 23rd, 2015. Welcome, everyone, to episode 33 of the OG Cast, your clan podcast for the original Guardians. My name is Mike. You can find me on Xbox Live. I am mikerocksmore. It's not just Franz and I this week. Keith is back. Welcome.
Thank God, right?
Thank you. Good to be back. Yes. Sorry I missed last week. Yeah, things are going great. I mean, it's an exciting week. Lots of news for Destiny, that's for sure, and some traction with Halo. So I mean, two games are kind of getting some movement.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll get to that in a little bit here. And last but certainly not least, we've got Franz. How are you doing this week?
Good. Excited about the news that came out, so we'll get into that. But yeah, it's been a good week.
All right, well, I guess let's dive into that news because it is kind of a big thing. We were a little bummed last week that we weren't getting a raid, and it seems that I guess most of our fears have sort of been alleviated. Sort of, things are good now.
I mean, I don't think they're alleviated by the community. I think that's, squirrel.
Yeah, I agree with Keith on that one. I mean, you got to still wait and see if Prisons of Elders is gonna, hold up to raid quality.
Well, Cathalion did say on Twitter or Reddit or something today that he was asked if it was more fun than Crota's End, and he said a resounding yes.
Yeah.
So you think that's.
I mean, I'm gonna be skeptical on that because when.
He's a PR guy.
Yeah.
He's selling a product here, so let's.
Yeah. And plus, when Crota came out, the guys who tested that said that was better mechanics and way harder than Vault of Glass, and you see how that turned out. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think that, the rating is fun for me for the first few times, but I just can't do it like on a weekly thing, doing it over and over again. It's just, I would rather do something that has more variety, so you can kind of mix things up, and if a horde mode thing is done right, it sounds like it's something that can be different each time, whether it's taking it with a different approach, or randomized mechanics, something like that. So, I think it has potential to be more interesting.
Yeah. Completely agree. Hopefully it is. I mean, what this reveal this week showed was that Bungie's been listening to the community a lot, and I don't think they had anything in that reveal that people didn't like. I mean, that's the first time I've seen so much positive response, even on Bungie.net.
Oh, from the Reef reveal?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Extremely positive from that, and I think a lot of it is from listening to the community.
So that kind of gives me hope for Prison of Elders and Trials of Osiris, that, it's going to be something that we'll be able to replay over and over again and not get bored of it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, Crucible has been my go-to for this game, and even though there aren't a whole lot of game modes, I think it's still fun mechanically, and it's the most replayable from my perspective. But I'm really hoping for some great PvE content that will make me want to just keep going back to it. So hopefully that's what it is. I mean, in my perfect world, I would like it to be kind of like a horde mode and tower defense system. Where you have waves, but you're setting up defenses between waves. I mean, I think that would be extremely different each time you do it, because you could tinker around and experiment with different approaches. But
yeah, I just hope that there's different mechanics going into it each time. I mean, maybe one time you got to hold down 3 platforms like you do to open up the vault, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then another time, I don't know, just something completely different. I hope when they say that it's replayable, it's not that every week they change modifiers like they do on Nightfall.
That's true, and I mean, that's definitely the easy way out. So that's very possible that that's the approach that they're gonna take, and I mean that would get stale really fast because I mean Nightfalls are okay, but they definitely do it. It is the same thing over and over again because I mean there aren't even that many modifiers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen reiteration on every strike here pretty much now. So
Yeah.
Just and I want it to be different every time you load it up, not just different every week. Let us replay it during the week. I mean, even if we're not going to get the highest level rewards, if we're only going to get that once, fine. But let it just be PvE content that I feel great about playing over and over again.
Yep, as long as it's replayable and giving rewards. I mean, because kind of like the strikes, where you can do the strikes over and over again, and you're getting randomized rewards at the end of it, whether it's just Ingrams or whatever. But it's still, or in the commendations or whatever. But it's still, or not the commendations, the marks. But it does give you a reason to do it. You know what I mean? So as long as it's giving you some kind of reward, then people will do it over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's like a Cryptarch package that has a chance of dropping a legendary, people will do it.
Yep.
Just make it random enough that, it's not the same enemies, it's not just Fallen, it's, it could be Cabal one wave and Fallen or Hive another, and don't make it so wave 1 is Fallen, wave 2 is Hive, and you can kind of plan it out where you can just own it by the end of it. Like you do in raids, make it completely random. That's all I want.
we're gonna find more about that in a couple weeks here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next one's Trials, right?
Yes.
Or is that
yes.
okay? The next one's
Sure, we got
Trials.
2
Which-
weeks.
Which sounds promising on its own.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, because right now whenever they introduce a new element to PvP, it's been very lackluster. It seems like they promote it and they make it sound like it's going to be great and revolutionary to the Crucible, but then it comes out and it's like, oh, this really didn't change much. So
Yeah.
I hope it's something that really shakes things up. It's not capture the flag. I mean, I would have loved that, but but it's something different.
Still could. It still could.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But we, for Destiny Clan Wars, we definitely plan on capitalizing on both Trials of Osiris and Prison of Elders, and I think especially Trials of Osiris, because I think Crucible is the kind of the highlight for the Clan Wars, and I think that having that limited time, I think that's going to mesh really well, especially with the timing of when we run our events. So I'm excited to see what that's going to be like and how we can really add to it.
Let's quickly touch on that. So basically, the only thing we really do know about Trials of Osiris is going to run from Friday until reset on Tuesday, early Tuesday morning. So, but yeah, beyond that, nothing. We know it's going to drop its own set of raid gear, or quote, quote, raid gear, or end game gear, I guess is now the politically correct term.
Yeah.
But, beyond that, we know absolutely nothing about it.
Well, we know because they hovered over the things you can buy,
Mm-hmm.
and
True, yeah.
and they showed that it like one of them was, even if you lose the first time, it counts as a win or something like that, or if you win the first time, it counts as 2 wins. So it's something to do with plus and minus points on if you're winning or you're losing. So it at least adds a competitive nature to Crucible.
It is a tournament sort of deal, and what all the specifics of that they haven't really gone into any detail about. But
Yeah,
I think that if you suck enough, you will not be able to go to the end.
I'm just glad that they are actually giving the Crucible some love. So that's nice. Have they announced any maps coming for the Crucible?
4 maps. They haven't showed any, but there's 4 maps.
I mean, even the Dark Below ones, those are still not in the normal rotation.
Are they not?
No.
Or is it just that?
No, like if you play the control rotation, you're not getting the Dark Below maps. They were supposed to, I think they're in there for Iron Banner. They were going to add them, but not for the normal control playlist, at least.
That shows how much I play Crucible, I guess. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough when you start fragmenting the community, right?
Yeah,
Because
it is. I mean, they obviously can't have like 3 different fragments now, right? They can't have a Dark Below playlist and a Vanilla playlist and a House of Wolves playlist. They can't have 3 different playlists for each mode, so they're gonna have to do something.
I mean, I hope they just do if you happen to be in a group where everybody has the expansion, those are thrown into the rotation.
Yeah, they should.
I think that's what Call of Duty does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Call of Duty that did that, but yeah, I know games have done that in the past, and that definitely makes the most sense.
Yeah, they definitely have the technology to figure out who's got it and who doesn't. So.
And you got to wonder if they're going to start releasing the maps for, Crota and just doing giving those away for free now. The old expansion maps.
What they might do is if you buy House of Wolves, you might also get Dark Below. They might do that. Because, I mean, that's how MMOs have done it in the past. I mean, I know Destiny's not really an MMO, but since it is kind of fragmenting player base, the same problem that MMOs have, that's the solution that they've undertaken, that when you buy one expansion, you get all the other expansions included in it. So.
Yeah, but the MMO expansions are, a year
They're
apart.
actual expansions.
Yes. And they're far enough apart
DLC.
that you're not pissing on people who bought Dark Below for $20.
Well, I don't think it's really pissing on people that bought it. I mean, because if that happened, do you really think that you would be upset? I mean, you got to play it for how long? I mean,
it's a $5 difference too, right? You paid $20. You paid what, $20 or $35?
Yeah,
for both expansions.
Yeah, it's best for $35.
Yeah, all right, so $15, but they'll probably save that for when Comet comes out, right? You buy Comet, you get everything.
That's true. That's true. They could do that.
I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to do something to kind of consolidate the player base to make sure that it's not getting fragmented too much.
Well, on the topic of Comet, what do you guys think is a fair cost for Comet? Because you got to think it's going to include the vanilla game. It's going to include the expansions.
So,
is that worth any money? Is it worth $20? Is it worth a full $60-$70?
I don't think that it's definitely not going to be more than 60 because it's still going to be marketed as an expansion, and if it comes with, I don't know, I imagine that they might want to do it so if you have Destiny, then you're just getting Comet, but if you want Comet, then they might do a bundle, you know what I mean, like Destiny plus Comet, so that one would be more expensive. Maybe that one would be $60, and then Comet alone might be 40 or something.
Yeah.
I don't think they can sell an expansion above $40. That it will not fly.
Yeah. No, I can't imagine that. Maybe $30 for just Comet, and then you get caught up. And then if you want, you pay $60, and you'll get the future 2 expansions for that year.
Oh yeah, they could do that.
That's a fair point, yeah, because we haven't been promised, but stands to reason we are going to see 2 more expansions.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that 2 more DLCs, smaller DLCs, are going to be coming next year, and then my bet would be Destiny 2,
the following
September. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's sort of following the roadmap that we saw a few months ago.
Yeah.
But that's kind of been proven wrong too now. So.
Yeah, well, not on releases, just on content.
And it seems like they are already preparing for that. I mean, during the Reef walkthrough that they did yesterday, they kind of they showed some of the gear and weapons where the upgrade bubble that you select to upgrade, it references the highest attack or power or defense or whatever and the available for year one. You know what I mean? So they specifically called out year one in that text, and it makes it seem like, okay, so this is the year one bubble, so next we're going to have a year two bubble. So if I were to guess how that's going to work is, so House of Wolves comes out, and then we get it's the highest year one bubble, and then when Comet comes out, we'd get another bubble for year two, and then each DLC in year two, it resets that bubble.
Yeah.
So you you upgrade it for Comet, and then the next one comes out, and then that one bubble goes away, and you upgrade it again, and it's a slightly higher bubble or attack or defense rating or whatever.
I think they have to do that.
So that way you're not wiping out the entire progression, but just that one last upgrade.
Yeah, they can't go back to the way they did in Dark Below.
No, that was a complete cluster how they did that. Yeah. They can't do that. That was nonsense. And I think that they definitely learned from that, because the community just had a terrible backlash to that. That, in addition to the nonsense that they did with commendations. I mean, it's already clear that they realized that the whole commendation thing was a mistake.
Yeah, they're getting rid of them.
Yeah. So in the update today, they basically said they're going away, and you're just going to be able to cash them in for reputation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it didn't make sense to begin with, because the only reason they did it is so people couldn't hit as soon as the DLC hit, buy everything. They had to grind out reputation. But it's a Band-Aid fix, and I think that they definitely are reversing that decision.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Well, yeah, let's talk about some... No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think their solution's good in that people are not going to be able to upgrade to, level 34 right away, because you're going to get maybe 3 or 4 of those things a week.
So you'll be able to upgrade your exotics right away with the exotic shards.
Yeah.
So,
which is important, right? Because it gives you that little boost to get going.
Yeah, and that's not bad, because you can only wear one exotic and have one gun. So it's not like you're going to be able to upgrade a bunch of stuff that you use at the same time. So, and then you're working on all your legendary gear. So I mean, I think they have a pretty good solution right now. I think the ether, what's it called? Is it called ether? Etheric light, is that what it was?
Etheric light, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that as long as that is dropping at a decent rate, then it'll be alright.
You have to think it drops at the same rate that shards and energy do from the raid right now. So
I don't think so, because I mean, the shards, you have to use a lot of them when you upgrade. This one, it's a one-time thing for each piece of gear.
And they didn't say it was going to drop from the raid. They just said you have a chance of Nightfall, and then the 2 expansion.
Yep.
Dress of Osiris and Prison of Elders, and Nightfall has a chance, so in the same way that you have a chance to get shards.
I mean, I think it would be a good idea to throw in maybe the final boss of each raid and have a chance of dropping it. That would be cool.
I don't think they will, because if you don't buy the DLC, then you're going to have to rely on Nightfall to upgrade them. So that means it's going to be rolling the dice to randomly get that as your reward. But if you get the DLC, then you get 2 more opportunities every week. So, you know what I mean? So it's kind of an incentive to buy the DLC, versus if they put it in the raid, people could just do the raid on 3 characters, then do the Nightfall on 3 characters. So, yeah, I don't think that they're going to add that to the raid.
Yeah,
probably not. I think they mentioned the weekly heroics are going to get them as well.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure Deej said that in the little.
That's surprising.
Really, I don't remember hearing that, but you could be right.
I could be wrong. But I think I recall it. But definitely Prison of Elders, Trials of Osiris, and Chance at Turn. Yeah, in Nightfall as well. So
yeah.
Those are the the guaranteed ones. Well, I mean, not guaranteed, but those are the big three.
Confirmed. Those are the
Yeah,
confirmed,
three. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's quickly talk about upgrades here too, because they're definitely changing up the way that new gear is going to here as well. New vendor gear, you buy it, it's level 32, right off the shelf.
Yep.
And of course, to upgrade it beyond that, you're going to need your etheric light. There are no more damage or attack or whatever defense bubbles on your gear anymore. It's strictly just perks. Carry more.
Yeah,
heavy
I
ammo.
don't. I mean, I don't know if it's really fair to weigh in on that because we don't know if they reduce the like the experience gain that goes towards it. Like it might take just as long to fully upgrade something. You know what I mean? So
I sure hope not. That's
yeah,
a lot of
I
fewer
hope
bubbles
not.
to go through.
But at the very
But
least,
the bubbles
you
might
won't need it.
slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the very least, you won't need as many materials, right?
For sure. Yep.
Which has always been a big problem. Spending all your marks on materials, so
All your glimmer.
all your glimmer.
Let's just see your class mats. That's kicking my ass right now. I've got none.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the upgrade path seems to be going great, and I absolutely love that it's not tied to raid gear now. That you can use any legendary to hit that cap. That definitely makes so much more sense, just because you can actually use different gear, and everybody's not using the same thing.
Yep. You don't have all those
very
clones
excited. Yeah, very excited about that, and I love the dead orbit stuff, so I'm going to be looking into that. Definitely. It definitely gives more reason to actually look at other gear, for sure. So one of my favorite things about that reveal, to be honest.
Yeah, plus, I mean, you could change it up based on, what kind of weapons you're using. If you're going into something with a hand cannon, throw on plus hand cannon.
Unless you got lucky enough to get that, from the raid gear at the time, which I thankfully did, but my Titan is out of rifle ammo, so that's fantastic there.
Yeah, and Vex is able to get upgraded. That's going to be great. Yep. So universally great reveal. Lots of good information so far. Looks like it's heading in the right direction, and hopefully that the next two reveals kind of get the same response.
Yeah, I think they have to be pretty confident if they're saving them for right up to the end.
Yep.
Oh, for sure. All right, well, let's quickly touch on the reef itself here. Got a little tour of the new social space, Queen's Bay. A lot of familiar faces. We got our vaults. Got a Cryptarch in there, Postmaster, Bounty Bot in there as well. So if you're not having to go back and forth to the tower and the reef to pick up bounties, and that's definitely a good thing. So it basically made Tower 2.0 in the reef, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a change of scenery. To me, that wasn't really that exciting. It's like, whatever. It's just a new zone to do the same thing. Like,
They ran out of spots to put everybody.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it really is just a change of scenery to shake things up, so it's not the same thing over and over again. I mean, I think it's good, but at the end of the day, not that exciting to me.
Yeah, well, fair enough. You are still going to want to go to Tower because you can trade in your Ascendant and Radiant shards and such, for Glimmer boats or shards into energy, vice versa. The Speaker's doing that now, so that's definitely a good little thing as well.
Yep, that was awesome. Definitely, because I mean, I've gotten the last 2 weeks I've gotten Ascended shards from the Nightfall. It's just awful. And that's the worst thing you could possibly get from the Nightfall, because they're worthless. So, definitely glad that we're going to be able to trade materials.
Well, are they now completely worthless because there's no more plus damage plus armor bubbles?
I think so. I think they're pretty worthless. I mean, maybe they're not even going to drop anymore after, I don't know. because they've kind of transitioned from being a material to a currency.
Yep.
They are still going to have some value. Like myself, for example, my gloves from the Vault of Glass, I do not have them leveled up. So to level them to 34, I am going to have to first go through all the progression to get those leveled.
Yeah.
And then I can use the etheric light to get it to 34.
Yeah.
But you have to level everything first. So if you have any older gear or pre House of Wolves gear that requires shards, energy, what have you, you will need to upgrade those first along their current or along their previous upgrade paths. So they're not totally worthless yet.
Yeah, but legacy gear, there's just not going to be that much of it anymore. So, I mean, right, Vault of Glass and House Crota, but that's it, right? What else are you going to use it for? You can't buy any old gear from the vendors to level up.
Well, you could still have some kicking around, and you have to think that we're sort of more of the elite of the game, like grading all the time, having our characters all at 32 and so on. But the average player still doesn't have that.
Yeah, they're getting 32 from Iron Banner stuff, so.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Which does take Ascendant materials, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Well,
Iron Banner stuff does use Ascended right now, so.
Yeah, so until the point where everyone has either gotten rid of or upgraded all of their old gear, shards do still have a place.
Yeah, just not a whole lot.
Yeah.
They better
especially
remove it from their
especially
side.
since you can't trade them. I mean, because if you don't have a use for them, then they're just a waste of space. So.
Yeah.
But,
just to the beholder, I guess.
They're now 250 glimmer, so.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought they should be worth a little bit more than that, but then again, a lot of us have them like candies.
Yeah, I do have a bunch, so. And we still have a low glimmer cap, so just hold on to them and cash them in as you need them, I guess.
Well, no raise coming to the glimmer cap either.
Yeah.
So.
I'm okay with that. I mean, they added so much stuff to spend glimmer on that I think once you hit the cap, you have something to buy. So I'm okay with the cap the way it is.
No, I agree. Okay, let's just quickly touch on a couple other things from the reveal here. Basically, we got our first view of Eris 2.0, Pentrevenge, Queen's Wrath Lady. She was the one that was doing the Queen's Wrath event way, way, way back.
Yep.
She's lost her helmet. She's lost an eye. I think actually one of the really cool things is that when you approach an NPC now, they're a lot more animated. Like
Yeah,
Petra,
it seems like they walk.
twirling her knife.
Yeah.
The Elders guy actually walks into the frame. Like a Korra and all the Vanguard people, they just stand there and they kind of shift their shoulders just a little bit. But these guys are actually animated.
The bounty tracker kind of raises his head and turns towards you. So I mean, he's animated a little bit. So I think it's cool, but yeah, I think it gives a little more personality, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely a good addition. But at any rate, she's going to be your quest holder and send you on all your missions and so on and so forth for House of Wolves.
Yep.
All right. Let's before we leave Destiny here, Keith, why don't you give us a little preview? We've been kind of teasing some PvE coming to Clan Wars. Is there anything cool to tell us, or?
Yeah, so we do have PvE working in our test environment, and it's working under the same framework that our PvP events do. So we're not doing speed runs. I know that is a request that we've seen, and it's definitely something we can do. It's just in order to get it in, to get PvE in, it's not something that we could have that we could have done as easy as some of the point-based stuff. So. We do have point-based strikes working right now, and how that's going to work is we'll run a strike event, kind of like how we do Control, and you can either do rock strikes or you can do the weekly above level 26. So when we look for when you do strikes, basically the strike level has to be at or above level 26. Nightfall does not count, unfortunately. I don't know why weekly comes in the strike feed, but not the Nightfall. But basically, it's any strike excluding the Nightfall will count as long as the level is above 26. And it's going to work the same way. You're going to get points for kills and assists, and then there are going to be modifiers attached to it based on, get rocket kills or headshots or whatever. So basically just running strikes, getting a bonus for playing with clan members, and basically getting those in as much as you can, and that will rack up points. And we're expecting to deploy. The plan is to deploy that build next week during Iron Banner, and then the first PvE event would start on May 7th. So the code is going to be pushed next week, but since Iron Banner is going on, it's not the first PvE event should be on May 7th.
Cool. Those are going to alternate with PvP then?
Yep. So the plan is to have them alternate one and the other, and since it's only going to be strike, basically it's only going to be alternating a couple times before House of Wolves comes out. So once House of Wolves comes out, we're going to be jumping on the opportunity to add Prison of Elders and Trials of Osiris. I can never remember that one's name. So we're going to, as soon as that drops, we're going to be looking at the data, trying it out, seeing if we can get it in as quick as possible, because we know that's what people are going to want to play. So we're going to move to support that as quick as we can, but still with the intent of alternating PvE and PvP, and since Iron Banner is next week, this Clan Wars is actually going to be there's only going to be a 1-day rest period between this event and Iron Banner. So the current event runs until April 27th a.m., and then the Iron Banner starts April 28th a.m. So exactly a 24-hour rest period between events. So it's not going to be as much as a break as the other ones, but Iron Banner will be running for the full Iron Banner Destiny event.
I can only imagine what kind of scores some of those big PvP plans are.
Oh yeah. Up. Oh, I'm sure they're going to rack up a ton of points. The modifiers right now for the current event, so we have the new one. So we've seen Sore Loser and we've seen Killer before. A new one that is being used for the first time is John Wayne. So I
like the name.
Thank you. That was mine. But so John Wayne is using a hand cannon. So break out your thorns and your what are some other thorn is the definitely
Fatebringer.
Fatebringer, that's the other one that's in Crucible all the time. So Thorn and Fatebringer seem to be the favorites in Crucible for hand cannons. So break those out and you get 1% bonus for each kill. So it definitely racks up. And next week during that release, we're actually going to be adding badges for players. So this past release, we added clan badges. I don't know if you've got a chance to look at to jump in there, but if you go to DestinyClanWars.com and you click on Original Guardians, then you'll be able to see the badges that we've earned. We haven't earned a whole lot of them, but we have earned a cut above the rest, which is finishing in the top 10% of all clans. So we earned that 4 times. So we seem to be in the top 10% quite frequently, but other than that, we haven't earned a whole lot of other accolades. But with the next release, we're actually going to be having player badges. So as an individual, you'll be able to earn badges, and those are going to be much easier to earn because you'll only be competing with clan members. So it's not going to be something like get the highest rocket kills out of everyone on the site. It's get the highest number of rocket kills within your clan. So, and that is one of the badges. So one of the badges is get the get the highest number of rocket kills in your clan while the Rocket Man modifier is active. So this event that just ended last week, it had Rocket Man active, and so somebody will be getting that badge when that change goes live, because badges are issued retroactively. I believe. Let me see here. I believe that was Divine J Rocket that's going to be getting that for our clan. Yeah, so he had 54 rocket kills.
Appropriate name to begin.
Yeah. So, and when we have another one for this event, so right now we do have the current modifier is John Wayne, and there's another badge for getting the most hand cannon kills while John Wayne is active. So right now, if you jump in Clan Wars, you're going to be competing for that badge when that actually does come out. So
very cool.
Excellent. That's another reason to jump in there.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Jump in and contribute for the clan, and hopefully we can get one of the other accolades and move on up. I mean, I don't think we've placed above like rank 18th or something like that. So
here's a question: we've pretty much competed in every one. How come for the other badge it only says complete in a clan war? We only have one.
Oh, it says compete in one clan war event. So you only get it for your first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and then there's another. So this badge is only awarded once, and then there's another one after 10 events. You get another badge for competing in 10.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
And then 25, and then 50. So that one does not rack up. And then we're also going to be releasing like more player stats, so that right now we don't have a good place to put the player badges, so that's something that's being worked on right now, is a page that's kind of like a profile page. It's going to have some of your personal stats as well as your badges.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Cool. That's going live with the next week then?
Yeah, next week. We typically do it on Monday or Tuesday. Really depends on when we're confident in what in the test environment.
No bugs.
What?
Cool.
No bugs. Oh, there are always bugs. I don't think we've done a deployment or we haven't had one of those oh shit moments. We need to fix this. So,
well, that's the life of a developer, eh?
Yeah, I mean, we try to push stuff quickly because we're not sitting on it for a long time. We try to test. We try to test as we can, but I mean, in all honesty, regression testing is not the greatest thing, and especially in our test environment, because we can't run like full events with a ton of clans in our test environment, just because it takes up so much bandwidth, even just for our one production environment. So we don't want to like double that with our test environment. So we have to be very picky with how often we're updating our test environment and how much data we're pulling, just to make sure that we stay on the good graces of Bungie.
You don't want to piss those guys off.
Yeah.
The Twitch stuff that you were teasing there the other day, is that coming this week too, Ben?
That is. That's going to be in that release too. So so that's going to be really cool. Basically, in your My Account page, like when you click on your name, there's going to be a new field where you can input your Twitch username, and on the home page, we're going to be showing a marquee that kind of scrolls across the page, and anybody that is currently broadcasting and playing Destiny is going to show in that marquee.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it will show what clan they're from, how many users they have, and we're not even going to take you to Twitch. As soon as you click on it, it's going to be a page on our site where you see the Twitch feed and the Twitch chat. It's really, really slick.
Wow.
Nice.
Impressive.
Yeah, so that's going to be real exciting, and that goes out next week as well. So we're wrapping up that development. That's something that Jerry has been doing bias neutral. So he's done all the Twitch stuff. He's definitely done a great job with that.
Well, I think you guys have just done a phenomenal job. The site from when you launched to even what it is right now is like night and day, and you're adding all these new features still too. So like that's
Yeah, I mean,
congratulations.
yeah, thanks. I mean, we've definitely done a lot, and one of the biggest challenges is trying to make sure that some of the less competitive clans, people that have jobs basically, can actually compete. Because right now it's 3 clans that are just dominating, and it's really hard for some of the other clans to hit that leaderboard, and we're trying to come up with ways to allow some of these clans to be a little more competitive, and badges are a great way to do that, like especially the player badges, because it will hopefully give people an incentive to play if they're earning those badges. But we also want to allow clans to challenge each other to limited events. So so we can say, like, we look at the couple of the clans in the platoon division. So there's Alpha Light and then Immortalis Rising. So they're pretty close in score. So it seems like that they have the similar skill / activity level. So one of them could challenge the other clan and say, hey, let's compete for 2 hours tonight and try to rack up and see which clan can rack up the most points. And if they both agree to it, then it's kind of like this challenge that starts, and it plays out like this mini event within the event between just 2 clans.
Cool.
So that's what we're hoping to do, and take that challenge functionality and blow it up, so clans can actually set their own modifiers and stuff like that. So we wanna really expand on that, because we think that's something that would allow some more competition at the more appropriate level.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, like definitely, like Void and NXT, those guys are way beyond the average clan. So
yeah, they play a lot. I mean, they don't have jobs. They can't have jobs. But if they whatever it is they do, whatever floats their boat. But
it's working for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Well, I think having PvE events will definitely mix things up as well. Because not the really good PvP clans typically usually aren't all that into PvE. So that'd be other clans' times to rise to the occasion. So, but be interesting to see how it all works out in the next couple of weeks here. I'm definitely looking forward to the PvE stuff, because I
hope it's fun. Yeah, I mean, I hope the PvE stuff is fun, because I definitely plan on doing those strikes as well. And one of the well, I'm sorry, what?
We'll party up.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to start streaming.
Yeah, I know. I'll be pressured to start streaming.
Yeah, broadcast that awesome gameplay to the world.
Oh yes.
All right. Well, let's quickly switch gears. You mentioned Halo earlier. Let's quickly talk about that new little update patch dealy thing for Halo for Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, I played it yesterday. It had been a while since I fired up Halo, but I did play it yesterday after that patch came out. I didn't have any technical problems. I mean, I played it with one other friend. We just jumped in and kind of messed around. I think we played maybe 4 matches or something. Got completely worked in 2 of them, but no technical problems. So the only problems we had were of our own lack of skill. It's really hard for me playing Halo 2. Like, Halo 2 gets me. I am terrible at Halo 2, which the Halo 2 anniversary I'm great at. I'm very excellent, actually. I'm almost always positive in Halo 2 anniversary, but when it comes to Halo 2 Classic, I don't know. I feel like I'm constantly getting flanked. I don't know what the problem is.
Got me.
It's where the hardcore gamers reside.
That probably is it. But it's fun. I enjoy Halo, and really it's nostalgia and kind of hyping me up for Halo 5, and even started the Halo 4 campaign as well because I want to finish the Halo 4 campaign before Halo 5 comes out.
You haven't beaten that yet?
I did on 360.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
on 360.
okay.
I just want to play it again because I don't remember much of the story. But
Yeah, neither do I.
yeah, so I just want to replay that again, and it looks great. The campaign looks great on the Xbox One for sure. So
It looked great on the 360 though too. So.
very, yeah, running at 60 frames is really nice. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it's definitely the most beautiful of the Halo games, at least
Yeah.
the ones that I have played. And yeah, it definitely pushed the 360 to its limits at the time.
For
Yeah,
sure. That was like voodoo magic. I don't know how that was technically possible that they pulled that off.
Yeah. So,
It's amazing how at the end of a development cycle, how they can just upgrade the graphics somehow with the same hardware.
Yeah, that's
Somehow, utilize it better.
cool. Well, that's good. Yeah, because Sam was having some pretty big complaints about that patch the other day as well. So I was like, oh. I haven't played it myself, so I kind of have to go with what I'm told. So, but if you say it's been good, so
yeah. I mean, I haven't had any problems. It's if you kind of been hesitant about jumping back into Halo, get in there and try it. It's definitely not riddled with bugs. I mean, like I said, didn't have any problems. So
Well, I
Just
saw
not
that
this weekend.
campaign too one day.
yeah, not this weekend. Clan Wars.
Helpless in Clan Wars. Yeah.
Play some Clan Wars.
Yeah, Halo's one of the weekdays sort of thing.
Yes.
well, in that 24-hour period where
Yes.
we don't have Clan
So
Wars.
you may play Halo on Monday night between the current event and Iron Banner. Now get back to Crucible.
Priorities, guys. Priorities. All right. I just want to touch on this because this is kind of starting to make me a little mad. We talked about a little bit about this last week. This Hunt the Truth thing. The new episode came out this week, and it's starting to make me mad, and I don't like it. Like, it started with a lot of promise, and now it's just making me angry.
What do you mean making you angry?
It's going over things we already know. Like,
Yeah.
it's all this big hype, and it's
going over
nothing
things
new.
that we as readers of the books know, of people that have played the Halo games know, but a lot of it is being uncovered by the public for the first time. So it's kind of, I think that's the intent of it, to kind of build up the atmosphere. Because if you play Halos, say 1 through 4, you don't get a whole lot of stuff that you get. There's a lot of story in the books that you just do not get from those 1 through 4 games. And I think that that's kind of helping set the tones, kind of maybe some of the stuff that you might not have caught in the games if you didn't read the books.
Well, I haven't read any of the books.
Oh, you haven't?
I'm familiar with all 4 games. No,
Okay.
no books. I've played 3 and 4. I'm familiar with 1 and 2. Basically, what he's gone through here in these things so far is nothing that I don't know, anyways. And I'm probably the definition of a casual Halo fan.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, I guess from my perspective, it seemed like that if you just played the games, then you really the kind of kidnapping as the child and kind of modifying him that was introduced in 4 but never really gone into huge detail. So
Okay.
maybe that's what it's trying to emphasize. I don't know. I mean, I find it interesting, the kind of this character as he goes through the journey of unraveling this mystery. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely well presented.
Yes, yeah. When I first heard about it, I'm like, this is going to be corny as hell. Like, there's no way this is actually going to be interesting. But the quality, the production value of it is actually really good.
Yeah, I had the exact same concerns, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, and I was very pleasantly surprised. The first couple episodes, but these last 2 are just they seem to be going nowhere. And I think, if they're trying to build hype for Halo 5, they should be taking us down a road that we haven't necessarily been down.
That's true. I agree with that. I agree.
But it's building to something. What that is, I don't know. I hope it's something good in the end. I am going to keep listening to it. But this last episode was short, and it was... Okay, yeah, we know Oni's watching you. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really just a tease. I mean, I think that we're really going to be getting more meat during E3. I think that's where that's going to be really building up the hype for 5. So speaking of E3, I don't think we did our predictions, did we?
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, you have to do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Who wants to go first?
Oh, somebody else.
Yeah, So I'm gonna go. I'll go first.
Sure.
And this is gonna be. It's gonna be a risky one. I don't know if this is gonna pay off for me, but I think that they're going to announce or reveal in some way the Halo show. I think that's going to make an appearance. I say it's a risk because the last E3, Phil was very adamant about games. So I think it's going to be risky to predict that he's going to go away from that and show us something to do with TV.
Yeah, that's at E3, which is all about the games. Risky.
Yeah. Well, Sony last year wasn't. So they showed brought a new TV out. They showed media stuff. So it was just Microsoft that was last year that was games. So I'm thinking they
took
might,
a lot of flack for the non-games.
And I think and I think that games push was due to that flack. So so maybe they're going to show some of that, because I think that a lot of the non-game related stuff, the casual, the Xbox fans, they don't care about with a passion but Halo's different. Halo is always that exception. You know what I mean? So I think they can get away with showing Halo TV show, and people will still be excited about it.
They teased the Halo TV show at E3. Originally, I believe, didn't they?
I think that was at the reveal. I don't think that was at E3.
Oh, was it? Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah. No, fair enough. But Halo's going to have a huge presence.
Oh, absolutely. And that's going to. Yeah, Halo 5 is going to have a huge presence, but my prediction is specific to the TV show.
Right.
My prediction was going to be that they were going to announce release dates for ODST, but that's actually coming in the May update they said this week. So that kind of throws a bit of water on my fire there. But I'll keep it with Halo as well, and I'm going to say that they're going to announce that Reach is coming to Xbox One as well. That'll be my prediction for the week.
So do you think it's going to be added to the Master Chief Collection?
In some form. Probably have to be a paid add-on, perhaps, but...
Yeah, like a DLC to Master Chief?
Something like that, yeah. But, they can't not have Reach there now. It's the only one left now. It makes sense, but who knows? But yeah, that'll be my prediction there.
All right. Well, I guess to stick with the Halo theme, I'll go with they'll announce a second Halo beta. That'll happen sometime in late July, August.
That could be a good one.
Yeah. It'll be like it'll focus on big maps, vehicles, that kind of thing.
Cool.
I don't know how likely that is, but that's what I came up with on the spot.
What was that? Sorry, got a text message.
Sorry.
Oh.
Nothing paid for
I'm glad my prediction is so important to you.
I know. I'm sorry. definitely spaced out there.
Well, you should be used to people not listening to you today, Franz. So.
I know.
Second time today.
What? Oh, yeah, right. But no, I said that they'll with Halo they'll announce a second beta happening at the end of July or beginning of August that'll focus on big team matches, vehicles, that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that, man, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
Because I could see it going either way.
I want to stick with the Halo theme.
Yeah, I it's Halo week, I guess.
Yeah. Really, and all of our predictions are potentially a little dicey, but
yeah. I mean, I think all of ours have a high risk of being kind of out there and not realistic, but because I think that out of the three, I think the second beta announcement would probably be the most likely.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting E3 regardless. Because Phil did tweet something about E3 saying that they were going to be focusing more on first party stuff.
They have a brand new IP to show.
Yeah. So it sounds like third party is definitely taking a back seat for this E3, which is definitely going to be interesting. I'm sure there's still going to be the Call of Duty, but outside of that, I would imagine that it's going to be like Call of Duty and then all the stuff exclusive to Xbox One.
Yep.
That brings up an interesting point today. There a new Call of Duty teaser dropped today, which is suspiciously void of any Xbox reference.
That's true. Yep.
So the conspiracy theorists are saying that maybe PlayStation's got their hands on this in some form, or maybe they're just not doing the exclusivity deal anymore, but who knows?
Yeah.
But,
PlayStation's coming in at the right time.
Yeah, they're going strong. Like, they seem to have locked up at least something for Battlefront. And, locking up the Destiny, content as well. So they're pushing hard, and PlayStation 4 is still outselling Xbox One.
Yep, it is. I mean, both consoles are selling a lot better than their predecessors were at this early in the life cycle. So, to me, competing with themselves is more important than console wars. I mean, I think that both consoles selling well is important, because as long as both are selling well, then they're both going to get support from developers. So,
yeah,
that's the important thing.
Yeah, I think console wars is completely just a fanboy driven thing. I don't think developers at this point care anymore. I mean, as long as they're both doing well, they're both making a lot of money. I don't think they care as much. I mean, they're tweeting at each other good graces. I don't know if that's just for a show, but
that's probably more for show. But
yeah,
it's
probably
to show that they
professional.
They're not best buddies, but yeah, exactly, being professional.
Yeah.
I just love how the whole world goes batshit crazy when Phil Spencer congratulates PlayStation on Bloodborne. And, like, that showed up in the Twitter feed 10 times. Like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
He's showing some decency. Let the man be. Move on. I'll jump off my soapbox now.
Yeah, we're running a little late anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, if that's not a great place to end, then I don't know what is.
It was a slow news week, so
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't have enough to talk about.
Yeah. Destiny. What? What's that? All right. Yeah, let's wrap things up here. So basically, links and show notes if you want to watch the Bungie Reef reveal. Got a link to that in the show notes. Bungie update as well. See what happens to your commendations. Get some nice rep from that. Maybe not nice rep, but you get some rep for them. Yeah, if you want to watch the Deus Ex Black Ops 3 teaser, you can watch that. So, and once the new website drops, which will probably be in the next day or so, we'll keep you posted. Look for a look for a little article from yours truly about it. And yeah, of course, DestinyClanWars.com. Check that out. Sign up if you haven't. Why wouldn't you? And yeah, there's lots of good stuff coming there. And of course, all the usual Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all those kind of fun things. Those are all in the links down below. So check us out. And I think with that, we will sign off for the week. We'll be back next Thursday at 10:30 Eastern. And, yeah, thanks everyone for listening and watching. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Later, guys.